much of our life do we have control over? Are you a control freak? I'm often called a control freak because I want to be in control of my life, not have life control me. How about you? So I'm in the bathroom where you look in the mirror. And often you look in the mirror when you've got no clothes on because you just got out of the shower. How much of what you see in the mirror do you have control over? Now, I can't control how tall I am. I can't control the width of my shoulders or the width of my hips. But I have full control over how fit and strong I am, which then means the side effect of that is how much body fat I have, how fit and strong I am, how I can deal with my life. I have full control over that. So I can choose to be fit and I can choose to be strong, which means I can choose to be lean. So I have control over what I look like in the mirror from a body fat percentage point of view. How much control do I have over my career or my business? And the 4 things that I talk about every day, that I'm focused on every day, that I study and research every day: how to be healthy, fit and strong, how to have a career or business that you love, can you be financially free and how to do that if you can, and can you have great people in your life? And I absolutely passionately believe that those 4 things are in my full control, which means they are in your full control too, because we're all human beings. So can we choose to be healthy, fit and strong, have low body fat percentage, and have a body that's capable of doing all the things we need it to do? Of course. Are we in control of our career or our business? Of course. You don't have to have a lousy, stinking, rotten job. Just because somebody told you you had to do this certain career path doesn't mean that you have to. My father put me into private boarding school to become a lawyer. You are going to be a lawyer was the statement I was given on a regular basis. But I didn't want to be a lawyer. I wanted to be an exercise professional and teach people to be healthy, fit and strong, or inspire people to be healthy, fit and strong. So I chose to do that. I was in control of that. And just as a side note, I ran away from home when I wasn't even 15 years of age. I'm not sharing that with you because I'm proud of it. I did that because I knew what I wanted to do with my life and that I wasn't going to get the support of my family, my friends, my church, all of that stuff. I knew that if I wanted to be in control of my life, I had to take control of my life. You can too, isn't that awesome? Obviously, if you have a career or business that you love, you keep getting better at it, you keep studying and learning and training, and you're passionate about what you do, which is a sweet spot for being successful in business, being successful at your career, you're going to be financially free. That's a choice. People tell me I can't be rich, everybody in my family is poor, I can't be financially secure. That's to me an excuse, because being financially secure doesn't matter how much money you earn. It's not about how much you earn, it's where you allocate that money. So of course there are people who have been on minimum wage all of their life. There are people that even have been supported by the government and they still allocate their money appropriately and they end up retiring wealthy. So of course that's a choice. So am I in control of my money? Of course. I choose what I spend. Everything I've ever bought, I chose to buy it. Go back a step. Everything I've ever eaten, I ate it. I was there. Every exercise session I did, I chose to do it or I chose not to do it. I'm in full control of that. So rather than make excuses about I can't do it, it's not possible, it won't work, what if we change our headspace to I'm going to be a control freak? And I love those 2 words together because control means I'm in control, not the other way around. I don't want my life to control or life to control me, other people to control me, other people's opinions to control what I think. I want to think for myself. But the word freak is kind of cool too, because the opposite to freak is normal. If you're normal, no one's going to call you a freak. So I like being a control freak because it means I'm in control of my life and I'm unique and different from everybody else, which comes to relationships. Do we get to choose our relationships? And of course the answer is yes. You don't have to have horrible people in your life. Of course not. That's a choice. People do say to me though that my family, I can't choose my family. No, you can't choose who you were born into, but you can choose how much time you waste or spend with them. You don't have to go if you don't want to. If somebody treats you poorly or disrespectfully, why would you waste your time there? Why not invest time with people who are going to add value to your life, and could that be a choice? I'm in control of the people I have in my life. Now, there are some people I have no control over, and that's the interesting thing. There are some things about life we have no control over. The weather, rainy, sunny, windy, snowy, frosty. I live in the South Island of New Zealand. I've got no control over the weather. The funny side note to that is the weather people tell us on a regular basis what the weather's supposed to be tomorrow, as if they're in control of the weather. Well, they don't know, because what they tell me today is never what happens. The only way I know what's happening with the weather is if I go outside and feel it or look out the window and see it. We don't control the weather, we don't control other people, we don't control perhaps what the government's doing. It's going to do what it's going to do. So rather than whinge, moan and complain and be stressed about the things that we have no control over, why not focus on the things that we do have control over? And every minute that I invest in my health and fitness, in my career or business, in my financial security, and in my relationships, isn't it possible I'll get a return on my investment? Something I learned a very long time ago, ROI, return on investment. Every minute, second that I waste on complaining about the weather, complaining about the government, complaining about what other people do, being stressed about things I have no control over, I'm wasting time on that, and then I'm not investing time in the things that will add value to my life. And of course, that's a choice. So if you want to be in control of your life, if you want to, and you might not want to be a control freak like me, but please consider again what that means. I'm in control of my life, not other people controlling me. And I'm not normal. I don't want to be like everybody else. Because if you have a look at what most people have in their life and the way they live their life, most people are not happy. Most people are not healthy, fit and strong. Most people are not financially free. I'm not making that up. There's statistics, worldwide statistics of the Western world. We've got more than 50% of people now that are overweight, in some countries obese. We've got most people who hate their job. At least 80% of the research and surveys that you see, people will say, I either don't like my job at all ever, or most days I don't like it. I'm not getting career satisfaction or job satisfaction, or I don't like my business. Most people retire broke and have to rely on the government. The people that retire, or the people that are wealthy often don't retire because they love what they're doing. But more mature people that have had a career or business that they love, the number of people that have money to live on, where they can live a life of freedom and security, that number is very, very tiny. Most people finish their business or their working life and they have to rely on the government, or they have to rely on their family, or they have no money at all. That's a choice. We don't have to live like that. We can be in control of our financial future. Now, we can't control what other people do. So there's 4 things. Health and fitness I have control over. My career or business I have control over. Money I have control over. Other people I have no control over. But I have full and complete control over who I put into my life, and whether I'll accept the behaviour the way people treat me. I don't have to accept that. And the beautiful thing about what we have control over versus what we don't have control over is, even if I don't have control over it, I can't change the weather. But I have full and complete control over how I respond or react to it. So horrible people, I can't change those people, but I can respond in my way. So I can smile, nod and walk away and not have them in my life. I don't have to engage in their negativity or their gossip or their criticism. I can just walk away. That's something I have full control over. So if somebody's making me angry, it's not their challenge. They're doing what they're doing. If I'm angry or stressed or annoyed about what other people do, that's my challenge. That's my choice. Those people are living rent-free in my head. I evict them. I don't even charge them rent. I just get them out of my headspace because I have full control over that. So if you want to love what you see in the mirror, you have control over that. And now I know I can't get any taller, and I always have a giggle about this because I'm a size 16 in the upper body and a size 10 in the lower body. I have no control over that. That's the width of my shoulders and the width of my hips. But I do have full control over my energy levels, how fit I am, how strong I am, how much body fat percentage I have, how lean I am. I get to choose that. And so do you, of course. I don't wake up any day of my life, and never have, with a lousy, stinking, rotten job, because I've chosen to be an exercise professional, not a lawyer, and I love what I do and I have every single day of my life. I've chosen to be financially free because I learned how to do that. That's a choice. You don't have to put up with a financial situation that you don't like. You can change it. And I've certainly had I have no time whatsoever for negativity, gossip and criticism. I don't have it in my life. And if people try to put it into my life, I smile, nod and walk away. Or I choose to respond. And that's a really fun thing to do. If somebody's trying to upset you, annoy you, frustrate you, make you angry, and you just smile, nod and walk away, it obviously makes them angrier, but you don't have to engage in that because that's your choice. So if you want to be a control freak like me, be in control of your life, not the other way around, and be a freak. Don't be like everybody else. Be unique and different. Be a control freak. Live your life to the max and love what you see in the mirror. Woohoo!